kids, it's the Mr. Fly here, hope you're well. You find me on a very exciting day today because I'm on my way at the moment up to On Your Bike just north of Aylesbury, where I'm going to be test riding a bike that I've been wanting to ride for a long time, ever since it came out about 18 months ago, and that's the Ducati Panigale 899. Now it's the baby Panigale, some people call it the Panigalina, and the reason why it appeals to me is that the original bike came out. I absolutely loved the bike, the looks of it, the 1199, but all the reviews said what a hairy machine it was, and I haven't got a lot of experience on sports bike. In fact, I've never been on a sports bike in my life. This Street Triple R is the nearest thing I've come to it, so I don't want anything too hairy to start with. When the baby Panigale came out at 899cc, it seemed like it might make the next logical step up from the Street Triple, this being a 675. So we shall see. So I'm off to On Your Bike to put that theory to the test, and hopefully it'll be a very interesting afternoon. So stick around, stay tuned. Let's see what the Panigale 899 has to offer. Well, here I am on the absolutely awesome Ducati Panigale 899. I've been riding it for about half an hour, and so far I'm just super impressed with it. And the one thing that is brilliant is this quick shifter. Let's just give that a little flip. I've never ridden with a quick shifter before, so big novelty factor there. Amazing bike in terms of ease of riding. It's really nice, much easier to ride than I thought. When I first got on it, having, as I said, never ridden a sports bike before, it feels like I'm perched on top of a racehorse. It feels like I'm sitting like a jockey would on top of a thoroughbred. And, well, I guess in some ways I am. But, so yeah, the riding position is absolutely bizarre compared to what I'm used to, especially when you compare it with things like the Street Triple, or indeed the Big Female, which is just a different animal altogether. But I'm getting kind of used to it, this laying down, and actually it does give you a much better feeling of being in control, especially when you start to get a bit of a pace on. You're in the right position just to be able to deal with the wind buffet. So yeah, so far so good. Need to get it around the twisters, give that a try. But very first impressions, absolutely love the bike. Amazing piece of kit. Brakes are amazing. Very novel, I like that. And the brakes are good. Oh, your stuff comes up on you pretty quick, so they need to be. Awesome sound. I have to say, given this is the 899, the baby Panigale, whatever must the current one be, the 1298 or 1299, can't remember which, but another 400 or 500cc on top. You can see I can't do the maths when I'm concentrating on this. What an awesome machine. I'm feeling I'm having to grip the tank quite tight between my legs just to take some of the pressure off the wrists, but that's fine. It's very easy to control. Just flips around the corners, lovely. Yeah, it's definitely a licence loser, this one. You'd have to ride it with an awful lot of self-control. Oh, just beautiful in the corners. Just flicker around. Right, slow ride down through here. I don't know this area at all, so we'll take it a bit easier around these unknown roads, and they're super potholed. This is the third Ducati I've ridden, and they've all been twins. This is an L twin, I believe, and I have to say it's the smoothest I've ridden. It's not at all lumpy like the Multistrada and the Diavolo I rode were. It's really quite smooth. I mean, other than the sound, it doesn't feel too much different from my Street Triple, to be honest. Maybe I'm just insensitive, but really nice. Sounds the business as well. Vicious amount of stopping force. Unbelievable. I thought the brakes on the GS were good. These are like that times 2. Suspension is remarkably compliant actually. It's not actually as stiff as my Street Triple. It's a much more comfortable ride in that concern. Handling wise, the softer suspension doesn't have any negative effects. It's just a lovely handling machine. Ah, Brill. This is famous for being the place that the Great Train Robbery happened. I happen to know. God, the roads aren't too Brill though. Oh, very bumpy. The mirrors on the Panigale work very, very well. Got a pretty good view behind me. It's not just my elbows, as is often the case with these types of bikes, I understand. Oh, there's a stopping place. That'll do nicely. Right, let's show you this awesome machine then. So here we are, here she is, the baby Panigale, or Panigalina, the 899. Very nice. Couple of differences between this and its bigger brother. Most notable is the double-sided swingarm on this. The bigger bike, obviously just having the single, which looks nice. I think this was done just for cost reasons, but it doesn't detract from her too much. This particular example is quite dirty actually, but when clean they're an absolutely lovely looking machine. I've talked about my OCD about cleaning bikes before. This one would certainly benefit from the Missenden Flyer's touch. Anyway, but the thing that really sells it for me is just the look of this machine from the front. I've got a massive audience there. Look, some bovine friends watching. What an awesome machine from the front. That looks like a bike should look, and for me is the major selling factor. But it's laden with technology as well. I've already mentioned the quick shifter, which is a lot of fun. Really enjoyed riding with that. Takes a bit of getting used to. You know, it's good shifting up, but of course you can't shift down with it. So, or it's the other way around. But you know what I mean. But yeah, it's got that. It's laden with electronics. It's ride-by-wire throttle, so that means you've got 3 riding modes. I think it's sport, race, and wet. I've got it in sport at the moment, which is a bit less aggressive at the low end, which is ideal for me to start with. Really enjoying riding her. So the engine then, you can't really see much of it here, but it's one of these very over square numbers. They call it the Super Quadro. It's 148 horsepower according to Ducati. Certainly feels like it when you're riding it. She's nice and light as well. I think it's 179 kilograms I read dry, so it's a very light bike. It feels very light when you're riding her. It certainly feels lighter than the Street Triple, and that's very light, so that's very nice. And whilst we're on the theme of electronics, it's got Ducati traction control. It's got ABS of course, and I think it's got 3 levels that you can switch as well. So it's got all the safety features you want, and just some really nice touches. I love the front lights. I love the way the indicators are built into the mirrors there. She just looks the business. I don't think personally there's a better looking bike on the market. Just a lovely, lovely looking machine. For me, it's a matter of whether I can get on with that riding position. There's no doubt it is uncomfortable. I'm sure other sports bike riders would say it's comfy, but and in fact have to me just now. But for me, it's pretty uncomfortable. I don't know how long I could ride it for, but it certainly is a great laugh while you are actually riding it. A lovely, lovely machine. So great attention to detail. I love what they've done here on the tops of the yoke. It just looks really nicely made. There's nothing that looks, you know, tagged on or an afterthought. It's all properly done. It's really, really nice. And one of the other great things about modern day Ducatis, this one in particular, I don't know how it is for the other models, but I looked up earlier that the service intervals on this now are actually 15,000 miles, which is incredible, because there used to be some really short intervals, so it shouldn't be that costly to run, although I dare say it eats fuel, but there we are. Okay, enough chat, let's get on and ride her some more. Such a novelty not having to touch the clutch. Actually, having moaned about this riding position somewhat, I think it just takes getting used to, because riding like this at sensible speeds, I'm doing what, 55, 60 miles an hour, it's not too bad. The wind just lifts the strain off your wrists a bit. It definitely helps you focus on your cornering. So in summary then, what do I think of the Ducati Panigale 899, having ridden it for the last hour or so on and off. Well, overall summary, I really like this bike a lot. I think it's top of my shortlist for street triple replacements, or even supplementary bikes in the future. The riding position takes some getting used to. It's not a bike you're going to be doing hundreds and hundreds of miles on. But ignoring that, the quick shifter is lovely. The engine is lovely and smooth. The suspension is much more compliant than you would think on a bike of this type. Much softer than the street triple, which is a real surprise. The brakes are absolutely phenomenal. I thought I'd used good brakes before, but these have got absolutely prodigious stopping power. The sort of negative G as you apply them is quite something. And of course the bike absolutely looks stonking. I don't know if I were to go for one, which colour. I think I might even be tempted to go with a white one, you know, with red wheels, or is that just a bit naff? But that would be the least of your problems, because it's just a joy to ride. It really is a fun summer afternoon ride of this. Providing you could be sensible, keep your licence intact, this would be a really lovely bike to own. Loving that quick shifter. The one thing I haven't talked about is the dash. I don't know if you can see it very well on here. Again, another difference between this and its big brother. This just comes with a monochrome dash, but you know, I'll live with that on other bikes. It's never a problem, so that's not a big deal for me. It's laden with information. It's got the level of traction control. It's even got a gear shifter, a gear shift indicator, which is a nice plus. I always like to know what gear I'm in. I know you can count these things, but it's off and hand. You just have it at a glance. So no problems with the dash. And also the controls on the bike. I criticise the Ducati Multistrada for the way you engage the engine modes and so on. This one is just a lot more simple. It's just got the one button on the indicator that you press and hold to select the riding modes. Which I haven't tried the other modes, because to be honest, this mode, which is Sport, is perfectly good enough for me. But yeah, controlling the various features and functions of the bike is very much easier than on the Multistrada. So I think thumbs up to Ducati there. So overall, I would give the bike out of 10. I think I'm going to have to go for 9.5, you know. Absolutely love it. I'd have to have another ride to completely make my mind up, but yeah, top of the list. Really like it. So I hope that's been of some interest to you, and look forward to speaking to you next time. Until then, this has been the Mr. Didn't Fly. Cheerio. Yep, I love it. Great bike, superb. Definitely top of the list.